This is Adrian Hart with your Southeast Colorado news on seconews.org. This is About the Valley. We're with Rick Klein, our La Junta City Manager. We're going to discuss what went on during La Junta City Council and recent city happenings. And we're going to do it a little bit different this time. We're going to do it compartmentalized for you guys. So we'll have some standalone articles and videos for you, and we'll have this kind of overview video. So right now we're looking at our homepage on seconews.org. Of course, you can find more information about the majority of the subjects we're going to talk about in this program right here on seconews.org. So, for example, we know during audience participation. Do we want to start with that, Rick? What do you think?
Sure. So after we called the meeting to order and did the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance, roll call, and minutes from the previous meeting, we had a Plays in the Park, and we had a couple songs that were sang. And
so they did the performance on there.
Yes, and it's Alice in Wonderland?
No,
Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz. I'm sorry.
There you go. No, you're all right. You're all right, Rick. No worries, man. It's hard keeping up on everything going on. And one of the big things about that event is that it's going to be at Live Well Park here in La Junta.
And that's the first time that it's going to be utilized. Folks, we need to turn out and show our support for these kids utilizing our new park.
And, so they've got tickets for sale on their website, and I know you can pay at the gate. We did a neat little interview with them just a couple weeks ago. Here's their cast listing. So if you want some details on it, we don't have them singing, but you can watch that on the City Council live stream.
That's right.
So that's kind of cool that that's there. But we've got the listing of their cast, and we've got some information on the plays in the park. So we're pretty happy to have that going on here in La Junta.
Yep.
And what else did we have going on?
Well, we had a gentleman, Eugene Morez. He stood up and he was talking about the police aren't doing anything on people walking on the streets.
Okay.
And, I actually, it's a tough deal because, when people are walking down the street, you got to take in parameters of, is there a sidewalk? Are they impeding traffic? Because pedestrian, Paul Velasquez, it's always great to have an ex-state patrolman on there.
Oh, yeah, because he knows the rules of the road, yeah.
Yeah, and like he said, well, it's kind of like both because, because pedestrians have rights, but vehicles have rights too. Mm-hmm. So, it puts it into a zone of who's doing it wrong, I think. More.
Exactly.
Right. Proving out stuff like that, that's kind of tough. But loud music, yeah. And we got some locations of some music people that we'll be looking at, trying to
get them to turn the volume down a little bit.
Turn it down. It isn't that hard.
Yeah. There is a sound ordinance in the city of La Junta. Right. So, so you don't want to encroach on your neighbor's right to pursue happiness.
Yeah.
If they can't sleep at night because you've got the bass going.
Well, and that's it. Everybody was like, well, everybody knows the sound of the boom, 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 boom. Well, nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah. we can't hear the vocals, so turn it down.
So, so
anyways,
that's a tough one, but
you can avoid the risk of getting a fine from LJPD, who are going to be serving some of those citations for breaking that sound ordinance.
Oh. Okay. I can't tell you how many mothers I've had to have a conversation with because of their son wouldn't do that or their daughter wouldn't do that, and then you kind of you show them, and it's like, okay, they did that.
All right.
So didn't have to be.
So what else have we got during audience participation?
So Greg Kolomitz, he got up and he thanked everybody for the wet, dry parade. And I want to thank Seco News for their coverage of it. I was unable to make it first time, and but to watch it on the video just made it. And
it was a lot of fun. It was a little different.
I'd like you being in the vehicle.
Yeah. It was a little different. We had a lot of sponsors. We got to mention City of La Junta was one of our sponsors. We also had Dee Dee's tree spraying. And
Out of Haswell, Colorado, folks.
Yep, at Haswell, 60 people in Haswell. We found a business to sponsor your Southeast Colorado news. So we'll give them a free plug. We're going to talk about Lakeview Motorsports Park because they sponsored by showing up with over 2,000 gallons of water to spray onto the people of Southeast Colorado. So it was beautiful. That tanker truck, we had some concerns with it. There was a lovely comment from one of Larry's buddies who says, that guy doesn't have a CDL. And it's very entertaining. You know, we're laughing because he does have a CDL. He has to have one for being a lineman for his day job. And so that truck running the air brakes and then those sprayers, there was one sprayer we didn't turn on because we didn't want to risk injuring anybody. And they didn't get to turn them all the way up. Because we didn't want to hurt anyone, and we were really concerned about knocking kids over with it.
Right, and but if we're at that and stuff, keep your kids out of the street. Let's not get it to where we can't have these events, and that's what does it. All it takes is one kid to dart in front of a vehicle and get hit and stuff, and then the rest of us we can't do it.
Yep.
And so please.
Yeah, and we had it happen to us a couple times.
Right.
It's on video right there on the Facebook page. Go back and watch it. Yeah. And that kid with the squirt gun who stops the 2,500 gallon tanker truck with his squirt gun, that kid's pretty brave. And it's hard to keep track of your kids when you're having such a good time.
Guaranteed. And
so I understand the difficulties.
Other kids see that, even though you're watching your kids, and they'll dart out, and their parents ain't looking. Yeah. So let's keep everybody safe. Yeah. You know why they do that. It was because of that Ukraine deal where they show the lady out in front of the tank.
Oh, yeah.
Or the man out in front of the tank with the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. David versus Goliath.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, a beautiful event.
Beautiful event. And
we had great turnout.
Everybody needed it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what a way to bring down tensions and get your family and geared up for a fun day. And it's just good to see all the local folks that turn out for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a great 4th of July locally. Even though there were some, we didn't have the fireworks displays in every town. There were events going on across the valley.
Yep.
And folks really traveled across the valley to go make it to those events. And so they all seemed pretty big this year.
Yeah, and Ben's Fort, they do
Holy
theirs,
cow, they had over 300 people go to spectate when they did that. So that's a big turnout.
Big turnout.
When it's 100 degrees out for their activities.
100 years.
Yeah. So very cool. We have Seco News contributors were out working on the 4th of July. I think they were having fun
so nice.
While
Thank
they
you.
worked. Yeah, no problem. And some of these other folks, they got some awesome pictures. So we're going to mention Cindy Smith. She's a new contributor, just got started,
Cindy.
And we're so excited to have her on board. She does awesome photos. You can check them all out on the East Otero School District Facebook page. It's chock full of photos that she took of those kids.
Nice.
And she has great photos of Bent's Old Fort National Historic Site, their 4th of July celebration. We've seen people are looking at the schedule, so I know they're going and looking for it on the site. So we're going to release those here in a day or so, hopefully this afternoon. So we'll be releasing the Bent's Fort pictures, and we have more water parade content. We've got video, and we also have some pictures that are from a different angle. I'm not going to give it away, but they're from a very different angle. So that's part of the fun with Seco News is trying to get that different perspective every time. If you noticed, last year I drove in the parade, and then I kind of went commando and ran through the parade. Yeah. This year we brought a tanker truck.
Yep.
Last year we also had the drone footage from Barn Owl Precision Agriculture. So we got Jaron out there working for us last year, and he got that awesome drone footage. But yeah, we'll be unleashing more content on that 4th of July Wet and Dry Parade and the Bent's Old Fort celebration. And what a great holiday it was.
What a great holiday it was.
People just needed to get out and get that release.
Yes. So talking about other great deals coming up is September 10th, we're going to have Early Settlers. And that was our thing that Greg Colements, the Chamber President, talked about. And this year they're going to do a little bit different. They're going to do a kind of a hybrid. They're going to have everything, the parade's like usual. All the vendors will be up in the park. But then when it comes down to the night and the beer garden, the dance, that'll be downtown. And they'll have martini shot. And they'll also have food trucks down there. So
very nice.
September 10th,
so there
next
is
event.
So Early Settlers Day, in a way, is coming back to downtown.
In a way.
The entertainment and the food.
Or the way to look at it, it's increasing across La Junta.
Yeah, there you go. While you're here, you're going to travel 10 extra blocks now.
Yeah, that's right.
Check it out. Very cool.
Yeah.
We, of course, have old contacts with Joey Burrows, as in I grew up with him and his family. So he sent me the skate competition flyer. So we've got that up on the website. It's very, very popular. Very popular. Lots of people have been looking at this page, and we've got the info on it. We've got the map to the Skateway Skate Park. How cool is that? So you get your directions. And, of course, we've got the link to the Chamber of Commerce website, so you can get registered. If you're wanting, what people are reaching out to me for is they're asking how to be a vendor. So these are the folks you get a hold of to become a vendor for Early Settlers Day.
That's right. And he said get it in, I think, after August, then it's... there you won't be in a flyer or anything, so get your stuff in, everybody.
Make it for the marketing.
Then we talked about the next program that the Chambers don't have later on in July, and it's July 28th, and it's their Business Lunch Talk, BLT they call it, and it's the first one they don't have in person. It's going to be at La Junta Senior Center, and they have a person named Deb Brown, and she does economic development. And if you want to look up more about Deb Brown, look up Save Your Town. She does that, and she does agritourism. And on the 27th, they'll be also having Deb Brown talk, and I believe that's up at the college. And you could but get on La Junta Chamber site that Adrian was telling you about.
Exactly.
And register for it. And you'll find out more about agritourism. It's growing within the United States, and I think the Chamber's doing a good job on that.
Yep, that BLT. So they did it in person last July, and they had Colorado Sublimation Printing, and they also had, I'm losing it today, Barn Owl Ag.
Barn Owl Drone Services.
Yeah. So Jaron gave a presentation. I was actually going to pull it up on here and see if we can find it. But I do believe I covered that. Yeah, we did, in fact. So if you want to see that, that's on our YouTube channel. Right now, you can check it out.
Great.
So very cool.
So, but next Friday, the Chamber's having an after hours, and I believe they begin at 5:30, and it's going to be at the Otero Museum. So,
Yeah, so
be a great one.
The cool thing about that is that the business after hours at the museum is to highlight their Santa Fe Trail traveling exhibit.
Yes.
And so how cool is this? I've actually been looking at this since last year on the press releases as it's traveled around the country on the Santa Fe Trail. But this is at the Otero Museum, and that's going to open up later this month.
Yep.
Actually,
June 1st through September 3rd, 1 to 4.
Yep.
Monday through Friday.
There you go. You can find more information about it on seconews.org.
Yes.
Cool.
So with that, we went on to a feral cat issue, and I think we're going to have a separate article. Or
we'll have a standalone interview on that. So we'll have the link to that at the bottom with the others. So there we go.
Great. So then we went on to the second reading of ordinance making supplemental appropriations to general fund, internal service funds, and property management, electric, water, wastewater, sanitation fund for the calendar year. And I think we're having a standalone on it too.
Okay. Yep.
So
we will talk about everybody getting their raises, all the city employees, and why we did that.
Yep.
So, or why you guys did that. I didn't do it. So
I'm
not writing the check on that one, buddy.
So the new businesses, we had set a hearing for application for a beer and wine liquor license by Tran and Yin, doing business as Asian Cafe, 414 West 1st. and that passed 7-0, and it is set for 6 p.m. on August 15th.
All right.
Then
Very cool. So they'll have their liquor license at the
Asian Cafe.
Asian Cafe.
And it's really good food.
It is good stuff.
It is good.
Yep.
I like those pot stickers.
I had some shrimp there the other night, and it was really good.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I've heard
try it.
Yeah. So, I haven't had a bad meal yet.
There you go.
So, application for a special events permit by American Legion Auxiliary, number 9, Susan Fisher, event manager. The event is the second annual Trillion Trees to be held July 9th from 4 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at 201 East 2nd Street. And
Yep.
it did pass 7-0.
I thought I had that on here already. I must not have hit the publish button. So anyways, we'll have a standalone on that one too. We've got lots of information. Of course, our live stream sponsorship on their memorial is sponsored by the Arkansas Valley Hospice, homegrown and deep-rooted. So if you can't make it there, they will be honoring 7 local veterans, and they're going to be planting memorial trees. They're going to have a service over at the cemetery. They're going to have a Power Wheels demolition derby. So the kids are going to get on their battery-powered Power Wheels.
Wow.
And they're going to have a demolition derby. And then we've got a $5 cover charge to see the night shift band play that night. They got classic rock and country music. And the guys in the band are asking me, are you sure that it's okay? We're playing in the parking lot across the street from the sheriff's station. And last year, I kind of wondered that myself, and we didn't have any issues. They know it's for a great cause.
Right.
Trillions of Tree Corps, certainly a good cause in honoring our veterans, not only in La Junta, but across the country and
Guaranteed.
all through Colorado. So we'll have more information on them coming up, too.
That's right. Thank you for that.
Yes.
So then we, City Council passed a resolution 7-0 to evaluate City Council employees. And City Council actually has 3 employees, myself, the city manager, Dean Maloff, city attorney, and Doug Manley, the city judge. And so they will be later on scheduling forward to evaluate us.
All right.
Yeah,
Very
looking
good.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means hopefully you did a good job and you get a raise, right?
I'm not looking for a raise, but hopefully I'm doing a good job for everybody.
There you go, Rick.
That's actually the only thing I really can. Yeah, well, you got to get paid, but
I get it.
I love making a difference here.
It really.
I've had a great life, a great career. I mean, I couldn't ask for better because got to do it in my own hometown.
And people are good here.
People are great here. I just love it.
Cool.
So then we had the first reading of ordinance calling for an election on November 8th and for 1%. And we're going to be talking about that as a standalone interview, too.
Yep, we can do that.
So we went on to committee and board reports. And Ed Vila, he brought up the Tarantula Fest was a great event. And he would like to get $5,000 from the tourism fund, and for them, and and it's supposed to go through the tourism board, and then come as a recommendation and stuff.
And then get voted on.
But yes, and Mr. Vila was wanting to do that, but he did not get a second from any of his fellow council people.
So that means the motion died.
That means the motion died. Then Paul Velasquez, he thanked Bill Jackson for letting the use of St. Pat's for a migrants program, and that's so important. They got so many needs right now. And thanked the La Junta lifeguards for everything that you're doing. Cleaning up once somebody spilled a drink, to make sure that nobody slips on it. Just keeping the kids safe, and he was just really impressed when he took some people over there.
Now, the lessons, that's a huge thing at the pool.
Yes, and I know, I think you got a kid.
Kudos for that. Yeah, my kids went through swimming lessons at the La Junta pool. Yep.
My kids did too.
And now one of them's a tiger shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
So, and he said, we got a great new candy shop right there in La Junta, What the Fudge, right in the Town Square Mall. So, boy, I tell you what, every piece of candy that I've had has been great.
I tell you what,
I'm not a candy guy.
That's a piece of news that we don't have on the website yet that you talked about, but we do have plans.
All right.
So I'm excited for that.
Yes, and there's a big concern about the Otero Canal on the weeds, and they're up by the bowling alley, and we'll be contacting them, see what we could get done there.
Okay.
That's it's actually private property, what it's on, and the Otero Canal is one of the few that owns their right of way, and and it's actually in the county.
Okay.
So, Elaine McIntyre, she talked about the Matilda, the musical is going to be July 20th, 7:30 starting, and it'll run through August 3rd at the Pick-A-Wire. So get on line and get your tickets.
Yep, those tickets are available now. Now, I know they just closed. Here, I'm going to show their ad, and I'm badly due to update their ad because they've already closed their Theater 101 summer camp. Registration's done with that. But, yeah, we've got the cast for Matilda up here. We've got some of their pictures from the Picket-Wire Players Community Theater. And, we look forward to seeing that show. We'll have reviews and all that good stuff for you. And if you need a map on how to get there, you can get there in the evenings when the box office is open. You can also call and leave that voicemail and tell them how many tickets you want. They'll call you back to confirm it. So you can find all of that on their website as well. So very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So next we went to the city manager's comments. And, folks, we're out patching every Thursday, and we have been patching 3rd Street, and we got others that we're having to patch out too. But we're starting to catch up on our patching. We still got a ways to go, but little by little we're getting there, But now that we have material, at least one day a week, we can, get her done.
Yeah, your season was kind of delayed because of the difficulty in getting new asphalt, right?
Yeah, and boy, put it then the holes came out.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, man.
Oh, man.
I'd like you to get that one on 1st Street for me, if you would.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody has their favorite hole, too.
Yeah,
so.
that's my wife and I have a don't forget to miss the hole conversation. So.
Yeah. I got one myself.
Yep.
But we're getting them.
All right.
So we received 2 grants from Colorado Department of Transportation. One for the construction of the trail along the Anderson to Brickyard, and that's $1 million and $25,835, and that does my heart a lot of good because I think we'll have enough money to complete it.
Wow.
Now,
wow,
it's going. Just because they gave us a grant, we just got to wait for the contract and get the governor to sign it and stuff. So you ain't going to see that start as fast as what we thought, but it's coming.
Nice.
It's great to have the money in hand. And we received $525,000 for multimodal train station design. And this is for a through train off the Southwest Chief. We're, it'll increase, the tourism and stuff. But if we have this through train coming and we keep the Chief going on the current route, it going to give us this mobility options right here in La Junta that only gets repeated up in Pueblo and along the Front Range. So people that come in from the east, they'll have option to hit up along that Front Range or down into New Mexico and Arizona into Southern California. Southern California.
Okay.
So really looking forward to it. The big thing that I'd like to have people realize is there was no match. There was no match to this.
Wow.
This
100% grant.
100% grant, okay?
Nice.
So on both of those grants, and I can't tell you how huge that is to make these projects work. It gets us down to just maintaining it and stuff, and we got some. Yeah. We're going to change the vegetation and everything.
Wow. We're doing $1 million on that walking trail.
Yes.
And that's not coming out of your taxes, folks.
Well, it's coming out to somebody's our taxes, but it's not coming out local taxes.
Not directly through the city.
Through the feds.
There you go.
Because it's a pass-through from the feds down to the states.
Okay, well, thank you.
So,
thank you. That is your tax money, so you better go enjoy it.
That's right. So, it's better to have the amenity here and not to have to drive up to the Front Range to see it. So, performing fire hydrant maintenance.
Okay, that's going on.
citywide, and we're working on a plan for a chip seal this year, so we can catch some of those areas that are breaking out.
And see which roads are up for rotation, right?
Yep. And working with our new city engineer, Martin Montoya, and he's been working out very well.
Nice.
Martin. We're working on a 50-50 tree removal program. We have the first round has 8 applicants. If you know anybody that has a hazardous tree on their right of way or a neighbor, hit me up. I'll go talk to them. You don't need to be the bad neighbor, or anything like that. So, we can make a difference.
Yep. Let's
make a difference.
If you've got that tree on your property that needs removed, here's the opportunity to save half the cost
and
eliminate the liabilities.
Guaranteed. And we've been making gains. If you look at your top canopy during when it's at full bloom, you don't see all the dead like we used to 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. So a program like this really does make a difference. Yep. So, but we could do better. Remember, we're in stage 1 fire restrictions. Fire, wind. If you're going to start a fire, come talk to the fire chief.
Yep.
Because he'll tell you whether you can or not. Stage 1 water restrictions. All that means is don't water between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Period. If we have a power outage, check. If you don't got a battery in there that keeps your time, make sure that you reset your times. We've been putting out warnings. We're about ready to switch over to tickets. So, and if you got a warning, you'll get a ticket next time. We apologize, no fireworks shows or sales due to dry conditions, but hopefully everybody had fun at the wet dry parade.
Yep.
Rural Fire is building a new training building at 8th and Barnes. They've tore down the old building, and they're forming up for the next building. We have long lead times on things that we're buying, and the prices keep going up.
Yep.
And I can't reiterate that enough. Is we didn't have enough tax dollars to do what we were doing, so now we need a raise here, folks. So let's get that done and keep on moving. We received a grant to pay for the increased cost of lifeguards from the state for $24,000. Now waiting for the paperwork. We got like one email on it, but we're waiting for press releases and stuff.
Yep. So once we have that, we'll be running that.
Yep.
We asked about it as soon as we saw it elsewhere. And how cool is that?
How cool is that? The state of Colorado realizing, that these pools are in jeopardy of being shut down because not a pool out there makes money.
Yep.
Even Highland Ranch is a recreation district that has tax dollars coming into it.
Yep.
Or Highland Park, Water World.
Oh, okay.
Up there in Denver.
Yeah.
And So thank you to the state of Colorado again. We got 490 kids signed up for the summer reading program. It went from 400 to 490 just here lately, and that brings us up to post-pandemic level. So we're really looking forward to that. We finished an audit on our utility software system to make sure that everybody's getting billed right and everything. And we had like 4 or 5 within electric or water, and the ones nothing big. Mm-hmm. But on sanitation, when they built out the American Data Group's software, the way we were doing our bin rentals and stuff, they were having to override the system to put in the rate and stuff. And we got that where it's automated because
nice.
And it was just early on from when the program was. It doesn't mean anybody was billed wrong. It was just meaning that, you had the potential.
Right.
Yeah. To be underbilled is what it was. But,
okay.
But once we get all those corrected, we're going to redo that audit. We want to just make sure, we want to make sure we're paying, doing justice by everybody. And that's what Utility Board wanted. And so we got it. We're getting her done. And we purchased armor sheet metal from Vern Giltner.
Oh, wow.
He will be in business for another year, and they'll be teaching us how to do some of our maintenance on our hayback and stuff, and before he goes out of business. And
wow.
it'll be run by property management, and
So that's not, you guys didn't just buy the real estate, you bought the actual turnkey business, so to say.
No, pretty much the real estate, and the deal is to teach our personnel on how to do this basic hayback stuff that try to get the cost down for our city buildings and stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And weeds, folks. Got a lot of complaints. You know, and I noticed that after the weekend, I mean, they grow like a foot a day.
They grow like weeds.
They grow like weeds, yes. So we're trying to get on top of ours. You know, love it if everybody gets on top of theirs. Makes the community look a lot better.
Yep.
And last but not least on my comments is we had an update on the Highway 50, Highway 71 update. Thank you, Seco News, for what you guys do on this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a hold of CDOT and said, hey, what's the deal on this? And they said, there is actually not a release, but we've had people request information, so we have a prepared statement at this stage.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we're going to keep you guys posted on the improvement of safety at that intersection. And I guess I could find it on here if I search for it.
The bids will open up in October, and what it'll do is put a traffic lighting system in with a realignment of
County Road 18.
Yep. And it wasn't until last week that I actually looked at that, and I was like, oh my gosh, they don't line up.
Right. Yeah, it's staggered right there.
It's staggered right there.
It is.
And,
And it's a mess with the turning lanes, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
So it's very much needed. And
very much needed.
That's going to be a major improvement in public safety for everyone in Southeast Colorado.
Yes. So the governing body comments, Joe thanked council for everything that they're doing. And he did a ride-along with Todd Quick on firework night.
Nice.
And saw firsthand. How tough is it to catch somebody lighting off fireworks? Very tough. I mean, you could be down the street, and if you don't see a face or you don't did, and they walk right back into a crowd, how do you know who lit it? You know, unless they see it, or unless, you know, somebody's willing to sign something on it.
Yep.
It is tough. But I want to thank everybody for their compliance on not doing the fireworks, because that was probably the least amount of complaints I'd received.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, I know there were fireworks going off, but it was very diminished.
Very diminished.
Because typically, you know, we were in Los Animas at the display down there, and then usually when we come home, we can watch the fireworks over Lana the whole way, and that was not the case.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it wasn't like
it didn't
Los
look
Animas,
like the war zone.
Yeah, Los Animas sounded like a war zone, and Lahana was much more contained and self-controlled. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. We didn't light anything on fire.
We didn't cause a fire. Yep. And that's the whole thing. So, Joe thanked the police, the firemen, and the EMS that got out on the 4th of July and away from their families, and to help keep us safe on that and looking out for illegal fireworks. So, way to go. He will be going to CBD's new business. That's at the old Racine's building.
Yep.
Right there, just the Highway 50 and Anderson Arroyo.
Yep.
So, and with that, meeting was over.
All right. Very good. A very eventful meeting, too.
A very eventful meeting.
Yep. I noticed you guys had a lot more live viewers than you normally do. But anyways,
any time you get like a dog issue or a cat issue or
exactly
something like that, it's gonna. And it was about 2/3 full. So,
yep. So we're going to talk about that in a standalone, and we'll have that information for you available on seconews.org. For our La Junta City Manager Rick Klein and the City of La Junta, I'm Adrian Hart on Seco News.